As Spain get us underway in the all-red kit with the yellow trim, yellow numbers on the back, and Germany are all in white tonight, or at least the shirts do have a big black stripe down the front, vertical stripe, and immediately the ball is put out of play for a throw into Spain, halfway inside the German half. This, one of the biggest stadiums, 3 tiers all the way round. I'm guessing it's something like 2/3 full, perhaps. The actual correct capacity is up towards 70,000. As Spain head the ball forward, but it's nodded up towards the halfway line, and it will be headed further back by Dani Carvajal. He's the one player who's come into the team tonight. The indication of Luis Enrique was that there would be changes tonight, but just the one. Carvajal coming in for Chelsea's captain, Cesar Azpilicueta. And we'll see how Spain respond after their handsome victory, their record World Cup victory in their first match against the Costa Ricans. Ball is played back into central defence, and Spain played out towards the left-hand side. Dani Olmo is there and plays it back to Jordi Alba. And then it's lost in centre field. Busquets dives in, doesn't make the ball, and commits the foul. The referee, by the way, is also European, Danny Makely, one of the top Champions League officials from the Netherlands, and he says no foul.
Right away we can see that Germany, they've made a tactical change from the first game. They're now playing 4 at the back, where they played 3 at the back. Süle was kind of playing to the right-hand side, which wasn't a good thing for Germany in the last game, but they're playing 4 at the back, 3 in front, and 3 midfield and 3 up front, matching Spain's 4-3-3 as well.
Spain nipped the ball back on the edge of the area, but it bounced up and it struck the arm of Asensio, and it was his arm was out wide from his left-hand side. So free kick, Germany. Rudiger takes it away downfield, a long free kick to the edge of the Spanish penalty area that Jordi Alba is able to get to. Gnabry putting him under pressure there, and he's put it out of play for a throw-in next to the corner flag. So the Germans with a throw on the right-hand side. For much of their opening match against Japan, it looked plain sailing, but it was only a 1-0 victory, and Japan turned it right around in the closing stages. So a throw into Germany on the right-hand side, which is taken into the penalty area, glances off Spanish head, it's nodded back across the box by Rodri, and then Spain are able to take it up towards the halfway line with Dani Olmo, who claims he was tugged back, and referee Makely says yes you were. It is a free kick to Spain inside their own half. So Spain 0, Germany 0. This is a match that is live on BBC TV tonight, and whenever a World Cup match is live on BBC TV, you can choose, if you like, to listen to the 5 Live radio commentary alongside the TV pictures via World Cup Extra on iPlayer. That's where you find it. Go to iPlayer, World Cup Extra, and follow the simple instructions as Spain are winning another free kick for a foul on Gavi in central midfield, and this is over towards the right-hand side, so Spain will have the free kick there.
So what we just saw there was one of the problems that Germany have in this lineup is that Kimmich won the ball in midfield and was trying to release Thomas Müller, but as we can see, we saw here, he wasn't fast enough, so there's no real pace right at the top of the German team. Yeah,
that could be a real issue, couldn't it, for them tonight? But I just feel as well with the changes that have been made, there's an element of Hansi Flick wanting to be as solid as possible against this Spanish side as well. Rudiger and Süle with the ball on the edge of their own penalty area. Back it goes to Neuer. I'm sure we'll talk about him, Peter, during the course of the evening. The great Manuel Neuer just angling the ball out towards the left-hand side to Raum, and Raum chips it forward, but he's actually chipped it straight into Spain's path, and now it's played along the edge of the penalty area. A lovely change of feet on the edge of the box. Ferran Torres on the right-hand side, played into Asensio on the edge of the box. A heavy touch from Asensio. It got away from him, and Germany were able to clear.
Spain won the ball from a mistake by David Raum, who I thought didn't play well in the first game, but he's in the team again. Gave the ball away nearly in his own penalty box. Ferran Torres passed it to Asensio, but he misplaced the touch. It was actually quite a good opportunity right here at the beginning of the game.
Spain 0, Germany 0 on a very pleasant night temperature-wise, or at least it is up here. There is what feels like a breeze blowing, but you never quite know whether it's an actual breeze or whether it's just the air conditioning. as the ball's played out for Spain up the left-hand side, and it finds its way centrally to Pedri, and then forward up towards the halfway line where it's laid off by Asensio, and then back again to Pedri. It's very interesting to see tonight, Spain against Germany, who it is who dominates the possession in this match. And Spain playing it back into the back line. Full-time score at Portman Road is Ipswich 4, Buxton 0 in the end. So National League North Buxton go out of the FA Cup, and Ipswich of League One are into tomorrow night's third round draw, and we will have news of that on 5 Live. You can follow it on BBC 2 tomorrow night. It takes place at Anfield tomorrow evening, the home of the FA Cup holder. So the third round draw tomorrow night. Spain continue to have the ball deep inside their own half, and Rodri turns and passes it out to the right-hand side, and then back it comes into the Spanish half to Carvajal. It was a bit of an issue for Luis Enrique what to do when you've got Sergio Busquets and you also have Rodri, and the way he's got round that is by playing Rodri in central defence alongside his Manchester City teammate Aymeric Laporte. Now still the Spanish have possession. This is a long period of Spanish possession. Pedri plays it through the middle, now towards the edge of the box. Gavi's there with a touch. Asensio plays it to the left-hand side. Dani Olmo with a shot, but rattles against the crossbar. My goodness, he hit that. That was an absolute screamer from Dani Olmo from an angle on the edge of the box, and it rattled Neuer's crossbar and stayed out.
What a fantastic opportunity to go 1-0 down. Actually, I think Manuel Neuer gets a hand to it. It's a fantastic save. It goes through the legs of Rüdiger, and I have to say the German defense is all over the place. Actually, it's Kehrer. It goes through the legs of Kehrer, and Manuel Neuer makes an unbelievable save here early on.
That was a terrific touch from the goalkeeper as Germany this time sliding in down in the fullback position. Kehrer put the challenge in. He had to make the ball there, but he did, and he put it out for a throw on the left-hand side. That's a worrying start for Germany. The way that Spain, with that possession, Peter, they must have had it for, 40, 50 passes, something like that, and it ends up with an end product.
And that's what you expect when you play against a team like Spain. And that's why Hansi Flick has changed his system, so he plays forward the back. It hasn't worked out yet. They don't look settled at the back. They actually, on the chance before, they were all over the place. Süle will actually slip. But they need to settle down a little bit in defence. They actually play a forward the back with 2 in front. Kimmich and Goretzka sits right in front of the defence. And they need to settle down a little bit.
Yeah, with Manchester City's Gundogan furthest forward, playing almost actually in it when Germany go forward, playing in almost a number 10 role, the Manchester City man. There are City players on both sides, Real Madrid players on both sides, and RB Leipzig players on both sides, as Spain bring the ball away from the back. 4 Barcelona men in this Spanish team, the team at the top of La Liga going into the World Cup. Here is one of the Real Madrid men, Carvajal. There's Carvajal and Asensio, the 2 Real Madrid players in the squad, are in the team. So it comes back into central defence, and Laporte just helps it out to the left-hand side. Jordi Alba, the experienced left-back, 33 years old now. Back it comes into centre field. A long left-footed pass from Laporte. Hit that beautifully. That's well taken down as well by Ferran Torres. Up to the edge of the area, but a very good challenge by Raum this time. But came up, got the ball, doesn't bounce out of play. Yes, it does. The assistant has flagged, and it's a throw into the Germans.
And that's clever play. Spain are stretching. They're using every inch of this pitch. So Ferran Torres is right on the touchline, and on the other side, Marco Asensio is on the left-hand side, and then Dani Olmo is in the middle, or they alternate around. But they are stretching the German team. They're putting a lot of pressure on, and that's diagonal ball is on all the time, and I think we'll see that a lot tonight.
The early signs are a little worrying, I think, for Germany and for Hansi Flick, and the Spanish seem to have brought that confidence from the opening win against Costa Rica with them here to Al Khor, which is the area, the part of Qatar in which this stadium has been built, the Al Bayt Stadium, designed to look like a Bedouin tent. But the Germans, Gundogan, that was a nice touch from him. And Muller's now taking it on towards the edge of the box. And it's laid into Gnabry, but out comes Simon and makes a good save. And actually the offside flag is up after the ball was carried forward centrally, actually by Goretzka. Just to correct myself, but it is an offside flag.
And that was a fantastic opportunity for Germany to counter Spain. So Musiala fell in deep, made a nice little touch to Kimmich, I think it was, who passed it up to Müller, who then ran towards the goal. And I think he picked the wrong option. He should have gone back to Musiala. He opted to play it to Goretzka, who unfortunately for Germany were in an offside position. But Unai Simon ended up saving it. Good for him. Good start.
Yep, so Germany, that's the counter. Spain had the shot that hit the crossbar, or was saved against the crossbar. Germany have now had a chance of their own with Gnabry, but it's Spain who come forward. Still 0-0, very early stages here. Here's the ball to the right-hand side for Ferran Torres. Down in the German left-back position. Round comes across, but just stands off Ferran Torres, and he uses Dani Carvajal behind him. Champions League winner, of course, several times over. Through the middle, it is now Pedri out to that left flank for Spain. Dani Olmo is there, and then in it comes infield towards Asensio, who's dropping deep again. That's a feature of his play, and Spain go all the way back into the centre circle and just knock it around. The little triangles from Spain, we've seen this from them for year after year after year. It's very much the Spanish style that led them to those great successes in the World Cup and the Euros. 3 tournaments running. Ball out towards the left-hand side, which is taken down by Olmo. And then back into central defence to Laporte again. And Laporte just shifts it onto his left foot. And here's that pass that Peter was talking about, out to the right-hand side, which is headed infield by Ferran Torres. But Germany have got it back. That's into the centre circle for them. Gundogan was surrounded by red shirts. It's been nicked off him. Busquets gives it forward to Asensio. Asensio now out to the left-hand side to Olmo. Olmo running at Kera, and there's a collision between them on the edge of the box. The ball ran away. Olmo looks at referee Macaulay, who is saying, no, play on. Was having none of that at all. And Germany have been able to get it away. And
it's nice to have a referee who doesn't, blow his whistle every time somebody goes down. And you can see the reaction of the players is that they're just getting on with it.
Germany again coming forward, and Spain will deal with that. Laporte just shepherds the ball to the edge of the box and gives it to the goalkeeper. Simon, the Athletic Bilbao goalkeeper. So David De Gea, Peter, of your old club, Manchester United, very much not in the international picture. Luis Enrique has been very firm about that, and Unai Simon is his man.
He has been playing every game in the last 2 years, and one of the reasons for that is what we're seeing now, that he actually is a very good football player, so he can be that extra man in the build-up.
Ball comes back at the Spanish defence, now back into midfield, where Goretzka is able to take it up. Rudiger plays it to the left-hand side. Now Round coming forward. We're going to see him in that sense for the first time in the match. Musiala turns onto his right foot, but just a little touch in there, took it away from him from Gavi, and now Spain bring it forward with Pedri. They're the legs, aren't they, either side of Busquets. Pedri on one side and Gavi on the other, the two youngsters, but Spain go all the way back to goalkeeper Simon, all in black down there to our left.
We talk a lot about Pedri and Gavi. They are exciting players, they're young. We can't wait for what the future holds for those two. But there's also Musiala on the other side, the Bayern Munich player, 19 years of age. He starts again. I thought he was really, really good against Japan. He had that little move where he kind of danced through the Japan defense, and it was only the finish that wasn't up to scratch. But that is what Germany hopes that he can do more of today. He's had a couple of opportunities already, I'm very excited to see him on the pitch.
Yeah, likewise, we've had a chance to watch him recently, so I've seen a little bit of him live when England were in the same group in the Nations League as Germany, and Musiala, who could have played for England, a bit like Musa, who we were watching the other night, who I was very impressed with, but now playing for the United States. So more on Musiala in a moment, but it is Spain with Ferran Torres, who plays it now forward for Gavi, who's chasing after it, but he won't reach that. It was just slightly overhit by Ferran Torres, so it is behind for a German goal kick. But the other thing, I got a chance to have a little chat with him actually as well, Musiala, and what a nice lad he seemed to be. Really, really sort of humble touch, and he's got the world at his feet.
He comes across very sympathetic in interviews. He talks well, but I've seen this with younger players that comes out of Bayern Munich, that there is some kind of, I don't know if it's an education or what, but they are well taught. Another player, for instance, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, plays for Denmark, who also went through Bayern Munich's academy. They have this knack. I don't know what it is, but it's nice to see young players with that, and then of course he backs it up with really good performances.
Yeah, very, very good player as well. Formerly of the Southampton and Chelsea academies. So that is Jamal Musiala, but the ball is up to the great Thomas Muller. I think we can call him that, but not so great because he came back from an offside position, so it's a free kick to Spain inside their own half. Spain 0, Germany 0, already 15 minutes played. And just a reminder, if you haven't heard, this is the group involving Costa Rica and Japan. Costa Rica won earlier today, so coming into this match, Spain with 3 points, Japan with 3 points, Costa Rica with 3 points, and Germany with none so far. So it could be 3 points all round going into the final round of matches. Musiala takes the ball in centre midfield and has a little dart forward with it. That was good. Positive stuff from him, taking on the Spaniards. Back it comes to Rudiger. And Rudiger, playing in Spain, of course, for Real Madrid, turns it to his left to Raum. Rudiger makes himself available and then turns and gives it back to Neuer in the D on the edge of his own penalty area. They've not kept too many clean sheets in recent times, the Germans. The match pre-tournament was their first in 8 matches. Round stretching for this, but he can't reach it, and it's out of play for a throw into Spain.
And it's something they need to improve on. They need to improve on their defence. I thought the 2 goals they gave away against Japan, they both of them could have been avoided. Most of all with a little bit of concentration, especially the second goal, the number of mistakes that you could count in that.
Ball played across his own penalty area. That was very risky, but it's fortunately for Spain headed back by Laporte to his goalkeeper. Carvajal trying to sort of with the outside of his boots spray it across the edge of his own penalty area and very nearly presented it to Germany, but they've got away with that.
It was a bit silly, that, wasn't it? But how cool was Laporte? It just bounced up in the air and he headed it back to his goalkeeper under pressure, and the goalkeeper was under pressure, just caught it, and then Spain is on the move again.
Yeah, but when you've got 2 Manchester City players in central defence, if there are the players of one team that you would back to be able to cope with that, it is Pep Guardiola's players. Throw into Spain. Over on the far side, this is taken down by Pedri. Busquets, that was a little short as well, but he's done well there. We had Germans either side of him, but was able to stick out one of those extremely long legs, and Spain have got it back and bring it forward on the right-hand side, and then in comes the challenge from Raum on Ferran Torres, once off Manchester City, and it's out of play for a throw-in, just in front of Hansi Flick down there, who was the former Bayern Munich coach who actually gave Musiala his debut, and now he's his national team coach. Raum with a throw down the line, he's thrown it straight off the pitch. You don't often see that.
No, you don't see that at this level. That doesn't happen very often, but he did.
You see, he's just hitched up his shoulder there as if to say, I've just had a bit of a twinge there. That's what happened there.
Just going back to Rudiger, I think this is a very, very big game for him, because as we've already covered that, the defence against Japan wasn't great. Süle, who has the ball now, he didn't have a great game so far. He's not been, that good. He had on the big chance before he slipped. Rudiger needs to be the leader there. He needs to control and help the other defenders. Of course, with the experience of Neuer behind, and Rudiger, he has got that. We've seen that in Chelsea at Real Madrid.
That's Peter Schmeichel with us on 5 Live tonight, and BBC Sounds. Take the World Cup with you with BBC Sounds throughout the tournament, as Germany now in a very congested area on the halfway line, and then Raum and Carvajal into the challenge together, but it's the Spaniard who got the touch all the way back to Seymour.
Yeah, it's Musiala again who's challenging the Spanish players, and it looks good. He thought he was fouled. He's a little bit frustrated with the referee that he didn't get a free kick, but the referee tonight is letting play go, and I like that.
Yeah, I like it. Also, Spain with the ball on the left-hand side. It almost always makes for a decent game. And I think you've got to be a confident referee to do that. And the ball is with Laporte halfway inside his own half. Laporte just turning it back to Simon behind him. So still no goals. And the closest we've come was the shot from Dani Olmo that was very well touched with his with one glove onto the crossbar by Manuel Neuer. Germany with her on the halfway line, and it is Kimmich, Joshua Kimmich, one of 6 Bayern Munich players in this German starting lineup today. And now to the right-hand side, to Kehrer of West Ham, who turns and gives it back to Neuer.
And there's been a lot of talk about Kimmich maybe going back to right back today, in order to, to get the defence sorted out. But he said himself yesterday, there's no way he's going back to right back. He's a midfield player, and that's my position.
Yeah, that's where he wants to be. Kimmich and Spain. Busquets turns the ball into the space. It's been taken forward by Pedri to the edge of the area. Lovely feet from him. Bounces back to him. And now a turn from Gavi on the edge of the penalty area. But Zula was there behind it. And as it ran to him, he just whacked it away to the halfway line. Yeah, you see the influence there. The three, the midfielders, Busquets, Pedri and Gavi, combining in there together.
And very well defended by the German back four.
And Busquets now to Jordi Alba, who cuts in field on his right foot, shoots, and it whizzes low and wide of the foot of Neuer's right post, but it was wide probably by 2 or 3 feet.
Jordi Alba on his right foot, we don't see that very often, and it was like Neuer was scrambling a little bit, but I can see now on the replay that he knows it's going past. He's diving for it, but then he's taking his hands away. He knows it's going on the right side of the post.
Manuel Neuer, 36 years old now. What a career he's had. One of the World Cup winners, of course, from 2014. Germany the winners 2014, Spain the winners in 2010. Germany coming forward now, but that's given away rather carelessly on the right-hand side, and Spain bring it forward. Actually, it's been taken out towards the right-hand side here by Pedri, who does well. They've enjoyed that, the neutral supporters, the talent that he showed there, and then a foul by Ferran Torres and a free kick to
How good is Pedri? I mean, that was fantastic. He was given the ball in his own half in the centre circle, and he went right and more right and more right, and at the end of that move, unfortunately for him, he lost the ball. He nutmegged David Raum. But that technique, it's brilliant to see, isn't it?
Well, back pass to Simon, who takes a heavy touch and was able to follow up and clear that away. The ball seemed to take a skip there as it was on its way to him.
Well, that's one thing about the actual football that's been played with in the World Cup. It's a bit lively. It's sort of like we've actually seen from a few incidents where a side foot doesn't take the spin, and therefore, even if it's 2 yards away, players don't get it. And I think it's designed to for players to have shots from distance.
Yeah. And I'm sure, as a goalkeeper, Peter, that's not absolutely ideal, is it?
No, it's not. And another thing, there is very little grip on the ball.
Yeah. Germany win it back. Gnabry on the right-hand side comes in field, but that's given us a free kick. And that's what Spain. That's what I think. That's what Pedri is saying over there. That he was. Jordi Alba was saying that he was fouled by Gnabry, and the referee agrees and has brought it back.
That's the first time he's given a free kick for something like that. It's not a free kick. It's a free kick the other way. To be fair, it's a free kick for Germany, but. You ask for it. If you don't ask, you don't get it.
Yep.
You ask for it, you got it.
Spain 0, Germany 0. And Germany win it back. Raum just threw himself at the ball and was quite fortunate actually to cut it out before it reached Carvajal. Now Muller into the penalty area, but away from Gundogan. Oh, given away by Simon. Gnabry now, brilliant turn, left foot shot across the face of goal, but beyond the far post. Well played, Gnabry. Poor clearance from the keeper, though.
Okay, we've been praising Simon, saying that he's playing because he's very good at his feet. In the last 3 minutes, he's had 3 situations where he's shown the exact opposite. We just talked about the one that probably took the heavy touch. But then he gave the ball away. Unnecessary before. He's trying to play it out from inside the 6-yard box out to the right fullback. That was intercepted, and now he gave the ball away inside the 18-yard box. and actually shown a little bit of insecurity in the Spanish defense. We haven't seen them under pressure in this World Cup yet, but by the looks of that, if you put a little bit of pressure on them, well, there are vulnerabilities there.
David Raum, the left back, who, remember, jumped for that ball and cut it out, seems to have a problem, and I think he might have just actually caught the ball in his midriff, if you get my drift. Or he maybe just took a kick actually from Carvajal as well. But anyway, he's okay, and I think he's going to be able to continue. Our little television here showed us two of the great former Spanish players, Carlos Puyol and David Villa, sitting together in the comfortable seats. Peter, I don't know whether you ever find your way into those comfortable seats at this World Cup. I have a feeling you might do, as Germany have the ball inside their own half. You might be doing that tomorrow, in fact.
I was there last night.
Yes. And are they comfortable? Oh, it's given away by Neuer. That is careless. And now Olmo across the edge of the box. Ferran Torres with the shot, but it was blocked at source. Defender came across, and Neuer gets out of jail.
I'm not sure what's going on here. I mean, Neuer attempts a very difficult pass over two Spanish players with his left foot, but Raum, who was just out before, which looks to be a little bit of a groin strain, came back and blocked the shot. I don't know what's going on here with the goalkeepers. Why are they attempting the most difficult things? The thing is, for what happened to Germany in the Japan game, the goals they conceded, what they need now is to settle down in defense and don't give anything stupid away. And Neuer, who is the most experienced in that team, should know that best of everyone. And in that situation, that was just silly. He got away with it, though.
It's Peter Schmeichel. This is Spain 0, Germany 0, and Zula has the ball on the edge of his own penalty area. And now Rudiger, as the ball is played across the penalty area, has to turn. Ferran Torres putting him under pressure. Rudiger pulls it away, drags it over the top of the ball, turns round up to the halfway line, but Muller's not reaching that. Spain have taken possession, and Simon was halfway between the penalty area and the centre circle to come and intercept it, and then Raum puts in a challenge that leaves Carvajal on the floor. I think that's a little bit of retribution from Raum on Carvajal after the earlier incident.
Yeah, it could be, but what is really impressive to experience when you are at the stadium, it's very difficult to see that on the TV screen, is how good these players are receiving the ball under pressure. There's not a single player on the pitch now that will not receive the ball and do something good about it. Rudiger did it before under pressure. No, couldn't pass it back to Neuer, so he passed it out to Raum, who was under pressure by two players, and he still got the ball and got it up the pitch. It's very, very impressive to watch.
Ball back with Neuer on the edge of the 6-yard box, and Asensio was close to him, but he was able, Neuer there, to turn and clear it away. Muller's lost out on a challenge on the halfway line, but gets to his feet, wins the ball back. Now it's being played forward by Kehrer. Gnabry is there as well. Kehrer continues his run, but it's been overrun by Gnabry. He's a little fortunate in that it's bounced back to him, but then bounces away from him, and then through the middle, Rudiger just steps in and says, right, that's enough of that, carry on, and just clatters it away downfield. Scrappy little period of play after what
Scrappy, yeah, and you know, Gnabry continues the way he played against Japan. He missed 3 big chances. I didn't think he had a good game, and I kind of expected him not to play today, and so far he's not played very well. What he does, which is, you know, beneficial for the team, is of course he takes part in that first bit of pressure, and he's very good at that. But with the ball today, it's just given away.
Another free kick. That was a cheap one, centre field for the Germans, but they'll take it, certainly. And free kick is tapped short in the centre circle by Kimmich. To his right, Zula is going to have a little wander forward with the ball at his feet. And now he plays it to the right-hand side. Thilo Kehrer is there. Kehrer in field again. Zula's still up there. Here's the cross, looking for Musiala inside the penalty area. Beg his pardon, Musiala. He is now on the left-hand side. Musiala picks up the ball. Musiala then taps it back now to Rudiger on his right foot. I've seen him hit them from here before, but I've seen him hit them better than that. He got right underneath it and sailed it away. high over the crossbar, and it landed halfway up the lower tier of the stand.
I've seen him hit them before as well, better, but I've also seen him do that. 35 yards out, yeah, why not? Have a shot. Give the goalkeeper something to think about. Give the defender something to think about, because he might find himself in a similar situation later on in the game, and then there might be other options.
Thought that was a foul on Asensio, but the referee hasn't given it. Plays continued, and then the ball actually ricochets to the edge of the D, but Simon was out ever so quickly, the goalkeeper, the Spanish goalkeeper, to put in the challenge, a sort of sliding clearance ahead of Muller.
Fantastic awareness by the goalkeeper. That could have been a free chance for Muller, but the goalkeeper, he read the situation very well, got out 5 yards out of his box and cleared the ball.
Normally a goalkeeper like Unai Simon, 25 years old, who's playing for the Spanish national team and is clearly highly thought of by Luis Enrique, you'd think, well, he'll be heading to one of the top European clubs, you know, and away from his home club of Athletic Bilbao, but seemingly he wants to stay there for the rest of his career, as Germany have got a problem, because it is Goretzka who is just labouring. He's actually gone down on his haunches, leaning forward. Play continues. Spain with a throw in the left-back position, and then it's played out to the right by Muller. Gnabry and Kehrer are there. They can't keep it in, Spain, and it's another throw 3 or 4 yards away from the corner flag. Just going back to Goretzka, I'm not sure what happened there, but he seems okay. No, he's leaning forward again, and he does not look in the best shape. He's definitely ailing for, in some way, throwing to Germany. That is played back by Kimmich over there to the far side. But Spain are able to get it away. But Zula has got that for the Germans as they play Germany in this first half from right to left. And Rudiger gives the ball back to Zula, and then through the middle, the poor pass, centre field, that gives it back to Spain, but it bounces for Goretzka, who went into the challenge, was upended, ended up on the turf again. Then it comes back to Busquets near the edge of his penalty area, and now Rodri just takes a couple of touches to give it to the right-hand side to Carvajal, who will begin to move forward towards the halfway line, but then checks in field, and Spain have got it inside their own half.
This referee doesn't want to give free kicks. It's amazing how much he's letting go, and he's got to be a little bit careful, because there's a little bit of need between one or two of the players, and this could get out of hand if he doesn't calm it down a little bit.
Yeah, there are a lot of very, very familiar faces there, and as I say, clubmates as well, those sort of rivalries. The ball is played forward down the left-hand side. Dani Olmo is into this, and Olmo across, and Ferran Torres blasts it over the bar with his left foot from 10 yards out. There was one defender there who came across, but that was a clear opportunity.
Yeah, it wouldn't have counted. It was offside. He was about 4-5 yards offside. Well, 1 yard. But the linesman, I don't understand this rule. You know, why are they letting it go? It's a great opportunity. Yes, but anything can happen in that move. A player can get injured. Why? Everyone can see that is offside. Why doesn't he just flag?
Yeah, that's what they're told to do. You know what happens. You know what happens in the world of officials if you don't do what you're told to do.
But when it's that clear.
However, Spain 0, Germany 0. He should have buried it, Ferran Torres, regardless, and he didn't. He put it over the crossbar by a foot or so. Ball rolls out of play on the far side, throwing to Spain, and it's taken down on the halfway line by Busquets, who nimbly just steps to his right. Another World Cup winner on the field down there at the age of 34, Sergio Busquets, and then rather exaggerated fall by Ferran Torres, but he's won the free kick nevertheless, and Carvajal will come up to take it. Just spins the ball down on the turf, and we have 10 minutes to go to half-time. Spain 0, Germany 0. So were it to stay like this, Spain would have 4 points at the top of the group. Germany would be bottom of the group with 1 point. And it would be very tight, that final set of matches. Ball's played over the top for Spain. Dani Olmo in the inside left position. Zula puts in the challenge, and it's bounced away behind, and we have the first corner of the match to Spain.
What a great ball over the top. And great defender by Zula. He came back very, very quickly. I was just, because the referee ran all the way back to the halfway line. He's given a corner kick, and I don't know why he did that, why he's now back in his position. But this is where, you know, Germany, they have to be very, very careful. They like to defend up high, but they've got to be aware of those runs and the passes.
Here comes the corner, and it's reached Ferran Torres at the back of the penalty area. Got the ball under control, but while he did, it was closed down by Musiala, actually it was, who threw himself in front of it and deflected it wide for a corner from the other side, so the Spanish right.
He's here, there and everywhere, Ferran Torres. What a great player he's turning out to be. He's already scored 2 goals. Okay, yeah, but he was offside a minute ago. He could have scored his 3rd one had it counted. But I mean, I'm very impressed by the Spanish players, how technically well they are, and they're always in good positions. And Ferran Torres, he's got the ball again here.
Corner taken short. Dani Olmo with the cross, but it's headed away from near the penalty spot by Zula, and Spain go all the way back into their own half. I think the referee, when he went back to the halfway line, suggestion is that Aymeric Laporte sort of kicked out when that throw was being taken on the touchline, maybe just to have a little word with Laporte for that reason. So forward again it goes. That bounces nicely for Spain, but that's a heavy challenge, centre field, by Kera, and it's a yellow card for that challenge. He did rather dive in and bring down Ferran Torres just forward of the centre circle. So the first yellow card of the match, and it's Thilo Kehrer.
This is what I'm talking about. They have to, the German players must concentrate every second of this match. So Timo Kehrer he fell asleep here. Didn't see Ferran Torres behind him, and it was a crossfield ball that he didn't read. Ferran Torres got the ball and was running towards the goal actually. And then he obviously had to chase him, and he took him down. A silly yellow card to get. And you know, just an example of how dangerous the Spanish team is.
It's actually the first yellow card for either Spain or Germany at this World Cup. Thilo Kehrer. I find it quite disconcerting that they announced the yellow cards on the public address system in the stadium. Long pass forward, I think Gnabry's offside as well. Yeah, he is. That was quite early by their standards, the offside flag. I think he decided there that he actually couldn't do anything other than flag that as offside, so we did see the flag.
It would have been silly. He was miles off, so it would have been silly not to do that.
It would. 37 minutes played, Spain 0, Germany 0. This is the World Cup 2022 on 5 Live from the BBC. The match is on BBC TV tonight. You can watch it if you're on your way home at the moment, and as I say, if you wish to, you could continue to listen to me and Peter on World Cup Extra on iPlayer, along with the pictures, all synced up together. Free kick for Germany, which is played back by Rudiger to Neuer, who's made one really good save in this first half. Early on as well, really sharp touch from a terrific shot as well from Dani Olmo. Nice header, centre field by Gundogan. Then it's played out to Gnabry on the right-hand side by Muller. Muller makes ground through the middle, and then Gnabry is challenged by Jordi Alba. Went down, the ball runs out of play. I think that is just giving us a throw-in, isn't it?
Right, so this should be the second yellow card in this game, because Jordi Alba brought Gnabry down. Gnabry would have been absolutely free on the right-hand side, free to go into the box, free to cross the ball. I don't understand why he's not getting a yellow card for that. But Germany, they have a free kick in a very, very good and promising position.
Yeah, out on the right-hand side, after Jordi Alba conceded the free kick. So there are 2 options over there. Spain holding their line on the edge of the penalty area. And the delivery from Kimmich. Here it is, into the edge of the penalty area, and it's headed down and in by Rudiger! Germany take the lead! That's just what they wanted! Hansi Flick celebrates on the edge of his coaching area, and the goal comes from the set piece, and Spain concede for the first time at this World Cup. Spain 0, Germany 1.
Terrible defending by Spain, trying to hold a high line, not looking at Rudiger whatsoever. I think this might go to VAR, because I felt that Rudiger was slightly offside.
And it's gone. Check. You're right, Peter. They are checking for offside, and the goal is disallowed. Well, that was super quick. That is the semi-automated system working, and it's right. Well spotted.
He was offside, there's no doubt about that. Laporte nearly played him onside. Laporte was the only of the Spanish players following the German players in, and he nearly made that mistake. Unfortunately for Germany, but what a great header that was.
So the German celebrations are cut short by the semi-automated VAR decision, the offside decision, and it remains Spain 0, Germany 0. And that's I have to say, Peter, that's my first experience in a football stadium with the new semi-automated offside. And if that's how it works, and I know that there was controversy, it almost goes without saying, when it was the opening match, wasn't it, when it was used, and now they're explaining it on the big screens inside the ground as well and showing the graphics. But that, if it's going to work like that and work well,
yeah,
that's good, isn't it?
I like the speed of it. Normally you wait. Oh,
given away by Carvajal, but then a heavy touch by Gnabry on the edge of the area. That's a real wasted opportunity by Germany there, and Spain break forward. The ball is played out towards the left-hand side. Dani Olmo is there. Then there's the overlap from Jordi Alba, who crosses it into the defender Zula, and it bounces behind for a Spanish corner.
It was nearly a free chance for Germany. Müller got the ball, passed it to Gnabry, but his touch was so heavy. And I go back to what I said before, he was one of the players I expected not to play today, and so far he has not played very well.
Corner then for Spain on the far side. Half-time approaching, 4 minutes to go. We'll have more reaction to all the day's sport coming up, but certainly the World Cup matches. Ball into the near post, Rudiger got there to head it away, did well, had to make ground to get there, and it's deflected out of play for a throw into Spain off Musiala. 10 yards back from the corner flag on the right-hand side. Dani Carvajal, thickly bearded at the moment, picks up the ball and just looks for the various options. Takes it short. Carvajal makes himself available, but Raum is in on the challenge, and then Raum throws himself to the ground ridiculously, and play continues. Ball's played back by Müller. Raum, who of course is back on his feet now, then clears to the halfway line. It's headed forward by Laporte to the edge of the box. Zula was underneath that. Up it goes from Gavi to the edge of the penalty area, and then it will bounce over the left-hand side. But back centrally with Asensio, Busquets then plays the ball with such composure from foot to foot. What a sure touch that was, wasn't it? Just absolute certainty. And then the little ball out towards the left-hand side. And now Pedri. What a bonus it must be for Luis Enrique to be able to name this Barcelona midfield three as his midfield three for the Spanish international team. Yeah, there's bags of talent in there. Still 0-0 if you just joined us. Half-time approaching. Ball played up towards Müller, who hasn't had a lot of change, has he, out of Rodri and Laporte. Thomas Müller as the centre forward, with Kai Havertz left out tonight.
Yeah, I think he's done quite well, because one of the things he needs to do for the team is to stay patient and stay high. Normally we know Müller, he will be everywhere in the last third, but he stayed central. He's kept Rodri and Laporte around him, which I think is very good for the team, because players like Musiala, who's got the ball now, gets a bit of room.
Strong play from Musiala to take it away from one man, and then Busquets put the challenge, brought him down. That's a yellow card. Busquets is booked, so that's one apiece now. And I think that's a fair decision, bearing in mind that Musiala was away from him.
Yeah, it was a fair decision, and you could have put money on Busquets being the first Spanish player to get a yellow card. He's done this so many times. He does it for the team, and now Musiala is in that area all the time around Busquets. He's got to challenge him now.
Busquets, who's playing in his 4th World Cup. That's class, isn't it? High quality. We were talking, weren't we, you and I, before the match? And I was asking you how many World Cups you played in, but it was just France '98. And we'll maybe tell the story, but you bumped into a man who brought up some old memories for you. But Germany have got this free kick just forward of the centre circle that Kimmich will take, which he does, and Rudiger's peeled away to the right-hand side, takes it down and shoots, and Simon rather juggles it, sort of patted it away, and he patted it onto the head of a defender, and rather obliging, the ball hit the head of the defender and bounced back into his gloves.
That was a really, really well-worked set piece. The free kick was from 45 yards out. Spain was defending only like 15 yards away, very, very high up the pitch, and they worked it to Rudiger, went to the back post. When he got the ball, he hammered it in, and that's why the goalkeeper lost it in the first place.
2 minutes of time to be played at the end of the first half. We're into that now, still 0-0. Spain 0, Germany 0. Germany, who had a goal ruled out for offside, the Rudiger header. Spain have got it deep inside German territory. Here's Dani Olmo, who scored Spain's first goal in the demolition of Costa Rica in the opening match. Back to the halfway line, now played to his right by Rodri, and Laporte is there, and then it's dragged back, and Spain will start again from the centre circle. Out it comes to the right hand side to Carvajal, and then the two central defenders once again find one another. Jordi Alba's ball in, Dani Olmo turns, challenged by Kehrer. That's a free kick, so it looks as though the first half is going to draw to a close with a set-piece opportunity for Spain for a free kick halfway inside their half, out on the left-hand side.
Yeah, it's an opportunity. Set pieces are, in modern-day football, opportunities. And we are just being shown a replay of that goal that was disallowed, and it was very clearly offside. So that was the right decision, no doubt about that. Spain's got a similar opportunity now, not from the same position, but Germany are defending this very, very high up the pitch. Maybe about 30 yards from goal?
Yeah, certainly almost 10 yards outside the box. It's taken short and then clipped into the back post, where it is headed across, then nodded further into the penalty area, and there's a little glance and it's rattling around the box. Gavi is onto this, and Gavi sees his effort blocked behind for a corner. I think we'll just about have time for that to be taken. Make it 10 seconds of the first half still to be played at the 2 minutes of added time.
You've got two very small Spanish players absolutely terrorising Rudiger and Zule in that defence. And it's the only time in the last sort of 15-20 minutes that Germany has looked a little bit unsettled at the back.
Dani Olmo to take this one from the right-hand side, so way down to our right. Dani Olmo into the edge of the 6-yard box. It's headed out, but it is headed out to Pedri, but that's it. That's the end of the first half. Spain 0, Germany 0 is the score. Really important save from Manuel Neuer early on in the half from Dani Olmo's shot. Germany, a couple of opportunities for Gnabry, and obviously the Rudiger header that was ruled offside that he did get into the net. But there's not a lot in it, Peter.
No, there's not a lot in. We're watching two of the best teams in the world play. They have actually played very well. We've been treated to some very good football play. Not a lot of chances created, but the football has been good to watch, and I think that both managers will be in that dressing room quite happy with what they've seen from the first half.
Yep, Spain 0, Germany 0. Last time they played it was 6-0. Spain won 6-0 last time these sides met, but this is a very close affair. So that is it, Spain 0, Germany 0, and Kelly Cates is here with us in the Old Bait Stadium, high in the stands.
Thank you very much, John. Peter, just watching this game, it occurred to me that it might have been a very different match had Costa Rica not beaten Japan earlier on. This one seems, there is a slight edge of intensity to it, but it doesn't have that do-or-die feel that might have been there.
I think that Hansi Flick probably would have approached the game in the same way regardless. So what he's trying to do is just to settle the German team down, not concede early on. So he opted to play with a 4. The first 10 minutes they were a little bit all over the place. They've settled down. Zule, which I've criticised a little bit, has actually played really, really well. He's had 5 interceptions in the last half hour, where you know, in the right position, did the right thing, and of course, the last corner kick, it was him who headed the ball away. So I think that would have been the plan. They're not playing with an outright striker, so it's just trying to keep it a little bit tight and not give anything away. And then, of course, as this game progresses, then he can take chances if he feels that there is an opportunity to do that. But at the moment, it's a point, and a point could be very, very valuable for Germany.
Raphael Honigstein has joined us as well. Peter was just saying, I know you were making your way up here, that this has been the plan for Germany, just to try and settle the team after that defeat by Japan, and just to give a little bit of confidence, particularly in defence. Do you think it's working?
By and large, I would say yes. I think the team are happier pushing up a bit more and putting more pressure on Spain's build-up, but you can see the caution. You could see that they are a little bit deeper. And Spain, I think, have the better structure to their passing. They have more clarity. When Germany have the ball, they don't always use it well. But we've seen some of the things they can do, especially when it comes to slightly more direct approach. They have a lot more height. I think they are better in both boxes. You just have to get into the Spanish box, that's the problem.
Just a couple of words about Gnabry. I've been critical of him in this first half. Actually very critical of him wasting a lot of chances in the game against Japan. Do you think that it will benefit the German team if he was substituted either at half-time or very early on in the second half? And who would you replace him with?
There isn't an obvious replacement on that right-hand side. You could bring on Jonas Hoffmann, who's been good for Germany, who has scored goals for Hansi Flick before, but he's not quite the same quality. The fact that Leroy Sané is not there, unfortunately, still not quite ready to play, makes the team sort of pick itself almost to a certain extent up front. And I think Serge is needed for his pace, because Germany have big spaces to traverse when they win the ball, and he does that very well. He doesn't always look like the most technical, most accomplished players, but he is very good when he gets in these one-on-one situations, and I think by and large Flick will probably be happy with him so far.
Could put Thomas Müller out there and put Moukoko up front.
I don't think Flick will chase the game at this point. As you said, I think a point is a very good result for Germany. It keeps everything in their own hand, because they only then need to beat Costa Rica to go through. They will probably not win the group, but at this point I think progress is all that matters. So I think they will try to do what they have done in the first half, keep Spain out of the box as well as they can, and then just have a bit more quality, a bit more composure on the ball, which is not easy when they press you so high and they almost play man v man in the middle. Makes it difficult.
How do you think they have defended in this first half?
I thought they defended quite well. They got a little bit lucky at times when David Raum was out of position, but recovered just in time to block the shot. Spain also, I thought, for all the amazing quality they have in passing, if they had a striker who makes that last run rather than checking back and waiting for the ball to feed, I think they'd be one of the, well, they are still one of the favourites, but they'd be on another level still. And Germany got a little bit lucky because of that, because I think there were moments when Spain were in that final third and they're looking up and no one's really making that run across the centre backs. Everyone's wanting the ball play to feed, and that's often allowed Germany then to recover and get a tackle in.
What do you think on that, Peter? You asked the question?
I think the first 10 minutes they were a little bit all over the place. I thought they were finding their feet. I think Spain also, they tightened the screw a little bit in the first 10 minutes just to challenge them, just to see, are you ready for this? And then especially the situation where Süle he slipped. When the shot from Jordi Alba came in, he slipped, and from that moment on he's actually played very, very well. His interceptions has been spot on. He's been in the right position or the right place at the right time, something that I felt that he wasn't in the Japan game. He looked very, very heavy and a little bit out of sorts, out of position all the time, and not comfortable in that sort of right fullback, right defending area. Today he's looked different. Rudiger needed to take charge of defense today, help everybody. I think he's done that. I think he's been excellent. Raum, who also I didn't think played too well against Japan, has played well today. So I think it looks a little bit better. And of course, when you have Neuer behind making the save that he made in that, I mean, that we know that transmits into the team straight away. and it helps them, it gives them confidence. So I think in that department it's going well. It's more the last third that I'm a little bit worried about, because they've been presented with a couple of free chances. One of them, Gnabry got the ball, lost at the heavy touch, and it was a little bit the same in the game against Japan. He got into really good positions. He could have finished. He had 3 chances he could have should have scored on. But there are players. I mean, Musiala, he's impressing me. How good do you think he is?
Ridiculously good.
He is ridiculously good. And Raphael Honigstein knows that we need to get to the BBC News. Peter Schmeichel and Raf with us for half-time of this game here at the Al Bayt Stadium with Spain against Germany. 0-0 as things stand. We are going to head to the BBC News now with Alison Hughes.
Take the World Cup with you. Qatar 2022.
On BBC Sounds, this is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Police investigating the murders of 2 teenagers in southeast London yesterday say their killings are linked. Kiani Salanka and Charlie Bartolo were stabbed within a mile of each other in Thamesmead and Abbey Wood. Deputy Commander Richard McDonough is with the Metropolitan Police.
Tackling violence is a priority for the Met. Days like today show that why our work is so important, and why I must ask all again for London communities to work with us and our partners so that we are doing all we can together to prevent such tragedies.
The government says energy firms should not raise direct debit payments for customers who are trying to cut their usage. The Business Secretary, Grant Shapps, has written to suppliers saying he's disturbed that some households' payments are going up despite their huge efforts to reduce energy use to keep their bills down. Rare anti-government protests are taking place for a second consecutive evening in China because of anger there over continuing strict COVID restrictions. There have been large demonstrations in cities across the country, including Shanghai, Beijing and Wuhan. Andrew Chubb is an expert in Chinese politics at Lancaster University.
It's always very difficult to predict Chinese politics, but my money would be on a clampdown rather than probably further concessions. I think the situation's probably going to get uglier before it gets better.
Yesterday's huge landslide on the Italian island of Ischia is now known to have killed at least 4 people. Around 10 are still missing after homes and vehicles were buried by mud. Italy's government has declared a state of emergency. Raffaella Di Rosa's shop, which rented motorbikes to tourists, has been destroyed.
My son has shut himself indoors because he doesn't want to see any of this. He feels ill because he's seeing all of our sacrifices were worthless. I hope someone will help us. I'm speechless.
A top Ukrainian official says Russia's attacks on his country's energy infrastructure amount to genocide. The Prosecutor General, Andrei Kostin, told the BBC that strikes on key facilities were an effort to force Kyiv to surrender. Millions of people across the country are facing power cuts in freezing weather because of Russian shelling.
On BBC iPlayer, take a trip back to Waterloo Road. Cheers.
Cheers.
Relive the history.
It was just a stupid mistake. It didn't mean anything.
The chemistry.
Well, I'm here for you, no matter what. I love you.
The drama.
Do you think I'm going to stand by and let you throw 13 years of school down the drain?
You can't stop me.
Well, we'll see about that.
Before the new series starts, watch all episodes of Waterloo Road on BBC iPlayer.
BBC 5 Live.
The FIFA World Cup, Qatar 2022 with Kelly Cates.
We're at the Al Bayt Stadium in Qatar for Spain against Germany. It's goalless at half-time. We'll bring you second-half commentary very shortly. Outside of the World Cup, Canada have won the Davis Cup for the first time. 2 singles victories were enough to give them an unassailable 2-0 lead over Australia in the final in Malaga. In rugby union, Leicester Tigers held on for a tense win against bottom side London Irish in a 10-try Premiership thriller. Boreham Wood at the National League are through to the third round of the FA Cup once again, having won 2-0 at League One Bristol Rovers. Chippenham Town's run is over after a 6-1 defeat at Burton Albion. The third round draw is on 5 Sports Extra, BBC 2 and the BBC Sport website and app at 7 o'clock tomorrow. A crowd of over 28,000 watched Newcastle ladies beat Barnsley women 2-1 in the Women's FA Cup. In the Premier League, Bournemouth have confirmed Gary O'Neill as their new permanent manager. He's been in charge on an interim basis since August. And the Times are reporting that Inter Miami are close to agreeing a deal to sign Lionel Messi. They say the move from PSG is set to happen at the end of the European season and would make him the highest paid player in the history of MLS. Earlier today at the World Cup, Canada were the second team knocked out after they lost 4-1 against Croatia. But no fan will forget the team's first ever World Cup goal. It came just 68 seconds into the match. Head coach John Herdman spoke after the game.
It was a great start and a proud moment, I think, for the fans in the stadium, for people back home. We got to celebrate something that was we've been waiting a long time for. I think the second goal turned the tide. That close to half time, you've got to make tactical adjustments coming into the second half, which leaves you open. And when you open yourself up to a team like Croatia, they're going to be clinical in transition. And I thought they gave a masterclass in those transitional moments. But proud of the lads. I thought they had good moments in the second half. I thought they had at times good control, and we just couldn't find that equaliser. And the more you pushed, the more you had to risk. And I didn't think any of these lads turned away from that opportunity to push for that result, even when we were 2-1, 3-1 down. All pushed hard, and that's what this country wants from their players and respects.
That was John Herdman talking about Canada's 4-1 defeat by Croatia. Elsewhere in Group F today, Belgium were beaten 2-0 by Morocco. And in Group E, which is Spain and Germany's group, Costa Rica beat Japan by 1-0. On Sports Extra tonight, you can hear Darren Fletcher alongside Greg Brady. They'll bring you commentary of the Los Angeles Chargers at Arizona Cardinals in the NFL. They'll be live at 8:45 p.m. Here on Spain, though, it is Spain against Germany. Second half commentary coming up very shortly with Peter Schmeichel and John Murray. And then tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning for the Group G game between Cameroon and Serbia. At 1 o'clock, it's South Korea against Ghana in Group H. Brazil take on Switzerland, 4 o'clock for the commentary of that one. And at 7 o'clock, it's Portugal against Uruguay, Group H match, where we'll bring you full commentary. Remember, all the games in the World Cup are live here on 5 Live Sports. This game, though, taking place at the Al Bayt Stadium in Qatar. It's Spain 0, Germany 0, as we head into the second half with Peter Schmeichel and John Murray.
Thank you, Kelly. The teams are out. Certainly Spain have got the full complement up, and so have Germany as well. So Spain with Simon in goal, Carvajal, Rodri, Laporte and Jordi Alba, Busquets, Gavi and Pedri in midfield, Torres, Asensio and Olmo. And here comes the last man for Germany now, yes. So they have now got the full 11. Thilo Kehrer is the last man out of the dressing rooms. And onto the field. And the referee is given the nod. Germany then with Neuer in goal, Kehrer, Zula, Rudiger and Raum, the back four. Three-man midfield for this of Kimmich, Goretzka and Gundogan furthest forward. And then Gnabry, Musiala and Muller. We've got a false start at the start of the second half. The referee, Danny Makely of the Netherlands, says, come on Germany, take it again, which they do. I'm having to start my stopwatch again, which I've managed to do. So the ball is played up towards the edge of the Spanish penalty area. Musiala is able to turn it away, the teenager, on his right foot. Comes infield, then turns and goes outfield again to the wider area. The cross from Raum, but that's a comfortable catch from Simon in the middle. So, Peter Schmeichel, what are we expecting, do you think, in the second half?
I think a little bit of the same as we saw in the first half. Spain will try, but they're not going to commit 100% to try to win this game. They will feel they don't really need to take that risk, because there are risks. We've just seen Musiala. I don't think he was aware of how free he was. He was actually inside the box. Had he turned the other way, he would have seen the goal and nobody else, but he turned left and went around, and then of course nothing came of that. But I think Germany, again, they know that they've got Costa Rica in the last game, and they should be able to beat them, and they will probably say, if we can't, then we've got no place here. So a point here is it's in their own hands. And so I think stay tight, stay solid at the back, don't give anything away, and then if the chance appears, then take it.
Spain coming forward on the left-hand side. Dani Olmo did well, and it's flicked to Asensio, and Asensio sprints down the left wing with the ball and gets it into the middle, but too close to goalkeeper Neuer in the 6-yard box. He was able to go down and gather that quite comfortably.
Yeah, a little bit of confusion between Süle and Kehl on the halfway line.
Here's one for Müller to chase through the middle for Germany. It's bounced across his body. He's flicked it back across, but Jordi Alba was able to deal with it, actually. And he's saying, Jordi Alba, where's the offside flag? And then it comes. So a free kick to Spain.
Yeah, we're not going to waste any time on talking about that rule anymore.
No, we'll
just stay for the, for now and forever. It's silly.
Yeah. What I would point out is that, just to remind everyone, that the teams that get through from this group, so Spain, Germany, Japan, Costa Rica, they will play the two that go through from the Belgium, Morocco, Croatia group. Canada will not go through, so it will be Morocco, Belgium, Croatia, two from those three, which is interesting because Morocco have a chance. They've got their final match against Canada. Belgium play Croatia. It's entirely possible that Morocco could win that group, but we'll see what happens. So, but listen, when it comes to a World Cup or a tournament, you can't pick your opponents, can you?
I'm not sure that necessarily is a good draw. I think Morocco has been one of the big positive surprises in this tournament, and how they played today, is very, very impressive. So, they are growing as a footballing nation, and they're growing with confidence as well. So I don't see why that necessarily is a good draw.
No, well, it is sometimes a case of be careful what you wish for. I remember very well England ending up with Iceland at Euro 2016, and everyone knows what happened next.
I wasn't going to mention that.
No, well, that's very kind of you. Spain 0, Germany 0. Asensio plays it forward for Dani Olmo, but Rudiger will get there easily just to slide the ball back to Neuer, who clears it from the penalty area to Zula, passes it up the line to Gnabry, and then in comes the challenge on him, but Gnabry was looking for that, threw himself down, and eventually it's out of play for what is given as a throw to Spain. So 0-0, very early stages. Spain get a point, they'll be top of the group, and they will know that if they win against Japan on the final night in this group, they will go through as group winners. But let's see what happens over the course of the next 45 minutes first. It's at the back with Laporte, who gives it back to goalkeeper Simon on the edge of his 6-yard box. He is uber confident in possession, Simon. There was a couple of moments ago when he had two Germans maybe 4 or 5 yards away either side of him, and just very coolly played it between the two of them. And then Spain don't get it away, actually playing it out, and it is not infield towards Gundogan, who went down, and he does get the free kick, not too far away from the left corner of the penalty area. Busquets, who's already been booked, protests, but it's a free kick in a good position for Germany.
And it's a really good bit of pressure from Germany, keeping the Spanish team in their own half, nearly by the corner flag actually, and their rewards for that bit of pressure is a free kick in a promising situation. This it's a little bit long distance to have a shot at goal, but it's possible with the right footer.
The right position as well, isn't it?
Yes, but this is probably going to be a cross, but it's a great position to be in.
Kimmich looks as though it could be an in-swinger, or it could be a delivery to the back post. Let's see. They've left both options open. Spain are holding their line outside the penalty area. The free kick's on the left. The referee says, come on, let's have it. And Kimmich plays it in beyond the back line, and it's a poor delivery.
Poor delivery. Had it been a good delivery, they would have been offside again. Very, very brave play by Spain. Normally, you would follow the players that runs into the box. You follow them in, but every single one of them just stood still and let the Germans run into that trap. But it was a bad delivery, and nothing came off it.
Nope, Spain have got it. Spain 0, Germany 0 inside their own half on this very, very mild night inside the stadium with the air conditioning. Certainly you wouldn't describe it as hot. It's just the perfect temperature. That's how it feels sitting high up here. Floodlights brightly on. These stadiums are brilliantly lit, it must be said, and this one that we're sitting in here, which is way up in the north, we're on the fringes of the desert here. In fact, round about an hour to get back into central Doha from where we're sitting. And we're watching Spain playing the ball forward into centre midfield, and then it finds its way to Jordi Alba, who's got space in front of him, and he takes it on now, but then checks back because Gnabry is there next to him. And Spain, in the red kit with the yellow numbers on, play it to Dani Olmo, way down in front of Luis Enrique, who's pacing around. He's almost all in black tonight, Luis Enrique. And still Spain have possession. Busquets stretches forward, then plays it forward. Now it's been carried deep into German territory by Pedri, or it was until the challenge came in from Kehrer, which put it out for a throw just in front of the Spain dugout. Throw-in taken by Jordi Alba. Back to Pedri. And now into the centre circle to Rodri. And then Spain advance down the right flank with Carvajal, but it comes to nothing. Germany clear again to the halfway line. It's nodded forward and then flicked in field, but that's to Gundogan, and Gundogan goes for the early ball over the top, but Gnabry won't reach that. Just had too much on it from the Manchester City midfielder, and Simon was able to take the bouncing ball on the edge of his penalty area.
Yeah, that's got to be spot on, that pass, if that's going to come off with a goalkeeper that proactive in whatever happens on the pitch. But again, it's brilliant to watch Spain, how they play, how they move. We're set very, very high up, so how we see it really is good to see. But there are opportunities for Germany if they get the ball. Those passes are on all the time.
Dani Olmo receives it on the left-hand side, takes on Kehrer, gets past him, but the ball bounces away off the Spaniard's right foot and all the way through for a goal kick. He's been quite secure, Kehrer. It was an issue, wasn't it, who was going to play it right back for Germany? And the West Ham man, who has played at right back, he's played in central defence for David Moyes this season.
I think it works for Germany. They look more settled in the four.
That's it for Ferran Torres. 8 minutes into the second half, and it looks like a tactical change, because Ferran Torres is actually running off the field. I mentioned that 6-0 last time Spain and Germany met. He scored a hat-trick in that match, Ferran Torres. But that's it. And so it's Alvaro Morata who's coming on. So they're going to have their centre-forward through the middle. And on he comes. And there's great applause, actually, from the Spanish supporters behind that goal to our left. Colourfully dressed in the red and yellow, of course, the national colours of Spain. So Morata is on, the much-travelled Alvaro Morata, who did score the final goal, the seventh goal against Costa Rica in the opening match. And so Asensio has moved out towards the right-hand side, and Asensio takes the throw for Morata, who takes it on down into the full-back position. But he is dispossessed, and Germany have it back and play it back to Rudiger inside the penalty area, who will knock it across the 6-yard box to Manuel Neuer. Spain 0, Germany 0. Neuer all in yellow down there, passes it to Gnabry on the halfway line, but Dani Olmo finds the ball at his feet and then can't do anything with it, and Germany have got it back.
And Morata, Spain's number 7, has gone directly into the number 9 position, as you just said there, and maybe an opportunity, a tactical opportunity he's spotted now, because it has been a lot of play across field and nothing sort of up towards the German goal.
So Morata is on to win what is his 59th cap, so 28 international goals with now 59 appearances. Throw-in taken for Spain. It's angled back towards the edge of the penalty area. But Germany clear it, and Simon is almost in the centre circle, out of his penalty area, so quickly to get there ahead of Muller, and right foot volley it away downfield out of play.
I don't know why you sound so surprised. This is why he's playing. This is the reason that David here is not involved, because he doesn't play like that. No, and Luis Enrique wants his goalkeeper to do that. By having a goalkeeper doing that, you can play a high line nearly up the halfway line. So anything that goes over the top, he will deal with that, and it frees up other players to keep possession.
Spain with the ball inside the box, back it comes again, and he's played it out, Simon, and Germany have won it back, and Gundogan is onto his right foot, plays it across, super save by Simon from the shot from Kimmich from inside the area, and he's made up for his mistake there. The footwork let the goalkeeper down, the Spanish goalkeeper, but he redeemed himself with the save to his right.
The thing is, he looks a little bit stupid in this situation, giving the ball away. But I think he has to play like that. He's asked to play like that. You can see how the players are running towards him, asking for the ball. The pass was not too bad, but the pressure from Germany is very good. But and he ended up, producing a very good save to keep the game at 0-0.
Corner then to Germany. I think this is their first corner. Yes, it is. Germany's first corner of the match from the left. Here's the delivery. That is whipped into the near post and cleared away by Morata, who is there in position to do exactly that with his right foot. But it's come back to the corner taker, Kimmich, but he was dispossessed. And Spain now will bring it forward towards the halfway line. And actually, that's quite blatant. The challenge on Asensio, and out will come the yellow card. And there it is, being shown very clearly over there to Goretzka, who does the old puts his hands on his head, bends his knees. I can't believe it, you've given that. But it's a free kick.
I'm a little bit with him on that, because the whole moves, it starts with Asensio actually holding him back. That's where the free kick starts from. But
it's a little bit of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but in the manner that Asensio goes down, that doesn't do Goretzka any favours. So, second yellow for Germany.
There was a picture there on the TV of Hansi Flick. He looks tired and under pressure, doesn't he?
Well, he made a brilliant start, didn't he, to his tenure in charge of Germany, as Spain have it. Dani Olmo will have a go here from 25 yards, but straight at goalkeeper Neuer, who is able just to drop down onto one knee and gather it securely in.
So he's had 2 incredible shots, and then one not so good. But you got to really, really hit them well to beat one of the best goalkeepers in the world, ever, from that distance.
And that was straight at him. Spain 0, Germany 0. As the ball falls for Germany in the centre circle, and it's Musiala who turns, and Musiala now runs towards the edge of the Spanish penalty area and uses Raum on the left in the full-back position, and Raum's cross is really poor. I mean, Muller's in the middle. There are 3 Germans in the middle in the penalty area, and Muller turns to Raum and berates him.
Yeah, he hasn't got a case there. I think Raum's doing really well there. He took a touch to his left and then across the ball straight away. It was a really, really good cross. But this is it, Germany, they don't have an outright striker, so that instinct of actually thinking that the ball's going to end up there isn't with any of the German players.
Free kick for Spain. Dani Olmo was caught by Kimmich, and the two of them slap hands, but that's a yellow card for Kimmich. I just thought it might be there, and the body language of the referee suggested he did not like that challenge on Dani Olmo, and as he walked over, and I think that is a yellow card. It was a stretch by Kimmich, and he caught him. He was laid, caught him on just above the ankle, on the lower shin. So a third yellow card for Germany. Go back to Hansi Flick down there in his bright white trainers. He won his first 8 matches as the German manager after taking over after the Euros from Joachim Löw, as his side now come forward through the middle. Nice change of feet by Musiala, who goes between 2 Spanish players. He's really caught the eye again tonight. This time he's fouled by one of the youngsters on the Spanish side, Gavi, the 18-year-old. So that's the 18-year-old fouling the 19-year-old, and it's a free kick to Germany.
What a prospect he is for Germany, Musiala.
So strong, isn't he?
He could have, as we said, he could have played for England. He's chosen to play for Germany. And, I mean, he, as you say, he's catching the eye. What he's doing, it's not just that he's doing little tricks and stuff. It's also the selection of what he's doing. Nearly every decision he makes, or has made in this game so far, has been the correct one.
Free kick. Kimmich to take it, and he's going to flight it in, looking for Rudiger, who again peeled away and found a position, but it was overhit from the free kick from Kimmich, I'm afraid, and all the way through goal kick.
Spain are very brave when they defend those free kicks. They're very high up the pitch, and it needs a very precise delivery. If we've seen that in the first half, if it happens well, then it's dangerous for Spain.
Morata plays it out to the right-hand side. Musiala is there. Left-footed ball right across the pitch to Dani Olmo, who chests that down now. And now into the penalty area. In comes the challenge. Good one from Kera. Did well there against Dani Olmo inside the penalty area, so he couldn't make any slips in there, but he didn't. Dispossessed Dani Olmo. It's been a good contest, that. Those two together. They've each had little victories.
And the moment, it's Kera who's got the upper hand in that duel.
Now Spain again. Busquets this time to Dani Olmo. He's joined by Jordi Alba on the left-hand side. Jordi Alba's ball into the near post. Brilliant! Brilliant flick! With the outside of his boot, Morata. That was a centre-forward's finish for Spain in the 6-yard box. Flashed past Neuer, who hangs his head in disappointment. 1-0 Spain lead.
What a fantastically well-worked goal. We're just talking about Dani Olmo losing the duel with Kera. It wasn't Dani Olmo passing the ball, but it was from his side. He'd gone inside, left the space, and the pass into Morata was inch perfect. The television cameras are focusing on the Spanish players' celebration, but I can see right below the Spanish technical team was celebrating with the coach, because he's just made that decision to put him on, changed it a little bit. Whoa, we've just seen that. What a great finish. The pass is inch perfect, and the run is a centre forward's run. He comes in with the outside of his foot, and it puts it over Manuel Neuer nearly in the top corner. 1-0 Spain.
The goal coming in the 62nd minute. So remember, it's not terminal if Germany lose this match tonight because of the Costa Rica victory earlier in the day. However, they would be going into the final group match against Costa Rica without a point. And now the ball is played forward again for Spain, but Neuer is able to come out and pick this up. But you know, for all of the talk of false nines and whatever tactical thing that you do up front, sometimes you just can't beat having a centre forward. And Morata delivered. But Germany now coming forward, and that's a good header away from Jordi Alba at the other end, outside the box. Shot from Goretzka, that was blocked inside the penalty area. And then Dani Olmo is fouled by Kera, by Gnabry, and that is a free kick to Spain on the edge of their own box.
It's interesting to see how Germany are going to react to this. Are they going to make changes? Are they going to put more strikers on? He's got a few options on the bench, or will he be satisfied with a 1-0 defeat and take his chances against Costa Rica? At the moment, Spain are playing in a way that if they take chances, they leave too much space for them to play around in. And of course, with Morata on the pitch, they've got a goal scorer as well. So let's see what happens in the next 5-10 minutes.
Well, I think what's interesting is, having taken the lead, it looks like it's Luis Enrique who's going to make the two changes next. A double substitution. Koke is going to be one of them. So, you know, just to firm things up a bit in midfield, I would think. And actually, they're playing it forward. Dani Olmo now up to the edge of the penalty area. Plays it square. It's allowed to run. Oh, what a chance for Asensio on the edge of the box. And he almost falling hits the shot. And he had time there. And he scooped it over the crossbar, and that was rather wasteful.
It was rather wasted. The ball was a little bit behind. It was passed along the 18-yard line. It was just a tiny little bit behind him, and yeah, he scooped it over the bar. Germany, the team was split in two. Germany, half of the team was running back trying to defend, half of the team stayed up. So it's like they are going to take some chances now.
Well, it's Nico Williams who's coming on as well for Spain, the winger from Athletic Bilbao. So it is a double change, and first of all, coming off for Spain, it is Asensio. So that was his last contribution. So his place is going to be taken by Nico Williams on the right wing, and the other change, you'll see Gavi come off. So the right-sided central midfielder, the Barcelona man, and on comes the great Atletico Madrid captain, Koke, absolutely part of the furniture at Atletico Madrid. Almost 600 appearances for Atletico Madrid's first team. So double change. That's three changes that Luis Enrique has made now. Germany coming forward, but that comes to nothing. as Musiala took it into the penalty area, but it got away from him and it's through for a goal kick. And the other thing as well, great celebrations, as there would be when Spain scored that goal. Luis Enrique jumping around in jubilation, but many of his coaching staff and the players going to him in there. And he did say before the match today, Germany just playing the ball, Spain playing the ball out from the back, and it's hit long downfield into the centre circle, where Zula heads it forward, but Spain are onto this, and it is 4 against 4, and now Morata through the middle, trying to take the ball into his path, actually swept it beyond himself and through to goalkeeper Neuer.
They've got so much space now, Spain, and Morata's now in between the two centre-halves, Süle and Rüdiger, trying to outrun them. This time Süle just got a foot to it. Nearly perfect pass.
1-0 Spain lead. Germany thought they'd taken the lead towards the end of the first half when Rüdiger headed in, but the semi-automated offside ruled that one out. So just the 1 goal so far, and it's gone to Spain. That excellent finish, sort of flashing finish in the 6-yard box with his right foot, past Manuel Neuer by Alvaro Morata.
What a fantastically well-worked goal. The passing in that move was just really, really good. And that final pass into Morata, it was inch perfect. It was at the right pace, it was the right angle, and it was just inch perfect for his outside foot to not chip it in, but on the outside foot, nearly in the top corner over Neuer.
So that is his second goal, scored in both matches at this World Cup. Never played in a World Cup before. And now 2 goals in 2 appearances, and with that he is in the conversation for the Golden Boot, isn't he? Certainly playing for this Spanish team, who could go a long way in the tournament. Spain with Nico Williams on the right-hand side, having just come on. He's challenged and the ball's out of play for a throw-in.
Germany are going to make substitutions now.
At least 2.
I think he's going to put 3 players on.
Sané is one of them, Leroy Sané, who's had an injury, who's doubtful for this game. The former Manchester City man, a knee injury, but is among the substitutes today and looks as though he's about to get involved in the action for the first time. Lucas Klosterman as well, the defender, is there. And also it is Nicholas Füllkrug who is going to come on as Spain played forward for Morata, but Neuer will come and reach that first with his right foot and loft it away downfield. Gundogan playing it past Busquets, and then carrying the ball to the outside but winning a throw-in off Jordi Alba. I think they'll see the changes now. So looking forward to seeing Nicholas Füllkrug live. Not done that before. He's sort of been propelled into the picture here. And first of all, though, Germany are going to take off Gundogan. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, he came out in the first game as well. I wonder if he feels that he can play 90 minutes.
Thomas Muller coming off as well, so Füllkrug will replace Thomas Muller, and Kehrer is also coming off, so Klosterman will play at right back in place of Kehrer. So Kehrer, Muller and Gundogan are the 3 to leave the field, so a triple change for Germany. Spain 1, Germany 0, and this is a scoreline that mathematically it wouldn't be certain that Spain have clinched their place in the last 16, but it would be one of those they're all but through because of their superior goal difference in the group and the fact that they would have 6 points out of 6, so they will confirm their place almost certainly when it comes to the final matches on Thursday, and Spain will play Japan, who will have plenty to play for. Germany with the ball in front of their own penalty areas, out to the left-hand side, and then back it comes to Neuer in the penalty area, passing it out from the back to Zula, and then forward into the centre circle. Now to the right-hand side, to the newly arrived Leroy Sané, who started on the right flank, and Sané plays it, but it's blocked by the defender, and then Dani Olmo is onto that. Forward again, though, Musiala just outside the box to his left to Sané. Square from Sané, it's allowed to run by Goretzka. Raum is onto the ball, then the ball now over on the left-hand side, which is given away groans from the German supporters, and actually Spain could be away on the counter-attack. Morata plays it to Williams, and Williams now takes it into the German half, but there's little support there from anyone in red, and Williams has taken it up to the edge of the box and flips it across the penalty area, a bit into the path of Zula, who will get it away.
Yeah, we're in for an interesting ending to this game. Germany are going for it. They're committing people forward, and of course that leaves a lot of room for Spain to counter, and they only have two. Germany only got to get it wrong one time, then they're 2-0 down. So let's see what happens.
So Füllkrug through the middle, Musiala playing just off him, in the number 10 position, so he's moved into the position that Gundogan was playing. We've got Sané on the right, and Gnabry has gone across to the left-hand side now. Spain 1, Germany 0. 5 Live and BBC Sounds live from Qatar, here inside the Al Bayt Stadium. Musiala on the right-hand side, he's done well again. He's got past Dani Olmo, and Musiala plays it into the middle, and Füllkrug was there, and he managed to get around Rodri, but he stumbled, the ball bounced off him and wide and behind in a goal kick.
And precisely like Spain to put Morata on, a number 9, a true number 9. Füllkrug just showed himself as that as well. Germany haven't had that option at all the way throughout this game. It was a great cross into the box. It could have been 1-1, it should have been 1-1, and if not, it should have been a corner.
Yeah. So, Spain 1, Germany 0. Füllkrug, who's a big guy, 6'2", the Werder Bremen striker, 10 goals this season. The ball's played through to Musiala, who shoots. It hits Simon. There is no offside flag. The ball is headed away from near the penalty spot. Still in the area. Gnabry tries a snapshot from the left side of the box. No offside flag. The corner is given Germany's way, and it just feels that those changes have lifted Germany.
Yes, absolutely. There's a bit of youth, there's a bit of technique, there's a bit of pace come on the pitch, but this is a massive chance. It's Musiala who gets a chance. He's played so well. I would have wished for him to have put that in the back of the net, but great goalkeeping.
Here's the corner, but it's headed up and over the top by Füllkrug, who managed to find a position for that but couldn't direct it down and on target. But he's already had 2 chances, Füllkrug, since coming onto the game, and that was a big opportunity for Musiala, not taken.
We're just seeing the angle from behind the goal here. He's 1-on-1 with Simon, but he actually kicks it straight at him. I think anything low either side of the goalkeeper, it would have gone in.
Spain take it away, and now we're seeing exactly what Peter Schmeichel suggested, in that space is potentially opening up for Spain when they come forward. So back they go to the halfway line through Dani Olmo. But he's quite rugged, isn't he? Füllkrug, the number 9, who was promoted with Werder Bremen last season. So he was playing in the second tier in Bundesliga 2 last season. He's come from almost nowhere, really, because of the dearth and because of injuries as well. Timo Werner's injured and not able to play at this World Cup. So in he comes, and now he's involved in a crucial match for Germany.
Yeah, Germany, historically, they've had players, of that side. I don't even remember Horst Rubisch, who actually did really well for Germany. It's an option. You can pass the ball up to him. He's physically strong.
Ball's played through to Morata. There's no flag. Takes it into the area on the right-hand side. He's got a lot to do against Zula. Plays it, though, to Williams on the edge of the box, who took a heavy touch, but Spain and Williams still in possession. And then, well, that's the latest flag of the night. Calm down, Peter. I think you're going to self-combust here. But it is given as an offside flag. And Germany have given it away, though. So Spain are back in possession. Back it comes centrally. Pedri out to the left-hand side. And Luis Enrique is extremely animated as the ball comes out towards this side of the field just in front of him. I do remember Horst Rubisch, Peter. I remember being allowed to stay up and watch the 1980 European Championship final when I think Horst Rubisch scored the winner.
He did. And sometimes it's good to have a player like that, someone who can fight for the ball if you have to go. In the last 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, you have to, try to bombard with long balls into the area. Someone who can take that fight up, and then whatever drops down, somebody else could be there. So
they've had quite a few though over the years. I was just thinking Oliver Bierhoff, who's been involved in the German setup for a long time, and even Carsten Janker. Do you remember him?
Yeah, Carsten Janker, Bayern Munich. I remember him very well. Played against him many times.
Yes. He was uncomplicated, wasn't he?
He has 50 minutes to go, so the goal difference comes into play for sure the way it is now. So what's Germany going to do? Are they going to go all out to get a goal, and leave Spain all the space, let them come at them?
Here's Gnabry on the left-hand side, and out it comes to the halfway line to Rudiger. The other thing is, with this scoreline, Spain 1, Germany 0, that means that Spain and Japan could draw their final match, and Germany would be out, whatever they do. So there are lots of things to think about here. Germany are pressing down the left-hand side with Raum. Raum takes it past Williams, but it gets away from him. I think the final touch, though, was off the Spaniard, so it was played away by Carvajal. But Germany have won it back with Gnabry, and here's the cross, but it was out of play, says the referee. It should have been given, it was a throw-in, which is going to be taken on the far side for Spain. Spain 1, Germany 0. I mean, Germany are going to be, it's going to be a perilous situation for them. And yes, they've got Costa Rica in their final match, but the table will not look pretty for them if this is the final scoreline.
No, but we've seen, you know, historically again, we've seen teams struggle in the group phase and only just sneak through into the next stages, the knockout stages, and then go on to win it. Go back to, is it Italy in '82? Was it Italy? Mm-hmm. Yeah,
in
3 points.
Yes, that's right.
And then they ended up winning the World Championship. So it's happened before. But as you say, with this goal line, a draw between Spain and Japan. Yeah, it doesn't matter what Germany then do.
Musiala playing it infield, but that's in between his two teammates, and Busquets was able to say thank you very much. And then the ball is put out of play by Kimmich for a throw into Spain 15 yards inside their own half.
Busquets again in that central midfield role has been absolutely magnificent today. It doesn't look of much, but he's here, there and everywhere, protecting his defenders and also taking part in open play.
Yeah, Busquets winning what is his 141st cap tonight. Only Sergio Ramos and Iker Casillas have more caps for Spain. Germany coming forward though, and it's Zula who's joined the attack. And now Sané slips it between two Spanish players. Back to Sané again, who did very well to take the ball on into the penalty area, but he was off balance and he ended up, as the challenge came in, on the ground and the ball had gone. But Germany now with Füllkrug, there's real urgency here, and the number 9 runs into, well, he's blocked according to the referee on the edge of the penalty area, and it's going to be a free kick to the Germans 3 or 4 yards outside the box.
They're actually appealing for a penalty here. A handball by, yes it is.
Now then.
It's a handball by Busquets, and the VAR should have a look at this.
Well, it seemed to strike. I mean, it depends how much they feel that the hand was in a natural position, and how close it was as well, the proximity. The ball was knocked up by Sané, but it seemed to me as though Busquets, there seemed to be a motion towards it, or whether that was just the way his arm was naturally swinging.
It's very difficult to judge, and we, of course, we have the luxury of seeing that back in slow motion.
Well, they haven't. They must have looked at it and decided no. So the appeal, make a note of it anyway.
When I saw it in slow motion, I thought that was a penalty. I thought the VAR would have a look at it.
However, it's a free kick after the foul by Rodri. So it's a free kick in a good position that is struck into the wall by Kimmich from the angle towards the left-hand side, and from there the wall did its job, deflected it wide of the goal and out towards the corner flag. So a German corner from the left-hand side, and time running out for Germany in this match. Alvaro Morata gave them the lead in the 62nd minute. We now have less than 10 minutes to play. In comes the corner, which is headed away by Morata. Comes out to Sané, but Sané trying to cushion the ball across, has given it straight away to Spain, and they're off on the counter-attack with Williams. But good work, good pace actually from Raum to get back there with Williams. It was a good chase, that good race between the two of them, and the German left-back got there first. Another Spanish change.
Played really well today, Raum. Really, really well.
He has, and Füllkrug gets up and wins the header, and it leaves Rodri on the ground. I think he might have landed on him. Jordi Alba it is actually, who is feeling the base of his back, and in any case he's going to be substituted because Alejandro Balde is going to come on to replace him. So he is the number 14 for Spain, and this is his second cap, having been drafted in as a late replacement in this squad for Jose Gaya. So the 19-year-old who has made great strides this season for Barcelona is going to replace Jordi Alba, his club mate, who he's putting under real pressure actually on the home front. So he's very often taken his place in the Barcelona team, and now he's replaced him in the Spanish team. So Alejandro Balde, who only made his first team debut in September, and here we are in November, and he's playing for Spain in the World Cup. That's a story. 19 years old. Germany coming forward, and he obviously is trusted by Luis Enrique to come into this. For Germany with Füllkrug, oh, he scored! Brilliant, super finish, and the German number 9 has come to the rescue of Hansi Flick and his team. The big, bustling Nicholas Füllkrug. What a finish that was, high above Simon, and it's Spain 1, Germany 1.
And again, this was a goal created by substitutes. Sane, who's made an impact from coming on, got the ball, passed it in to, is it Musiala? Yes, Musiala, and then Füllkrug got the ball from an ankle, and he absolutely smashed it up in the top corner. No chance for Simon. What an impact the substitutions have had in this game. 1-1.
That was right foot wallop. My goodness, he hit that. Hit it high into the roof of the net beyond Simon. And what a way to score your first goal at a World Cup. I mean, he was nowhere near the squad. When I saw Germany just a couple of months ago in the Nations League, no one was talking about Nicholas Füllkrug, and here we are in Doha, and he's just scored for Germany.
And the celebrations on the German bench, Hansi Flick and his coaching staff were congratulating themselves with, of course, the goal, but it came from the substitute. And Germany are making a substitution now.
Yep. As the goal is announced, Germany making a change, and
it's Gnabry coming off, isn't it?
Hoffman, who is coming on into the midfield, and yes, Serge Gnabry is making way. So Gnabry, who started on the right, moved to the left. So Jonas Hoffman is coming on. I saw him score for Germany against England in Munich in June in the Nations League, and Hoffman takes up a position out towards the left-hand side. So that is where Gnabry was playing latterly in the match. So Jonas Hoffman up in Borussia Mönchengladbach is into the action. The score, Spain 1, Germany 1. So that does change things, tightens it up again. Spain would have 4 points, Germany would have 1, and Japan and Costa Rica both with 3 in between them. So Germany will feel a lot better about themselves after that, and the ball is out of play for a goal kick. Spanish player was gone down. Koke, as though he's been poleaxed. Not sure what happened there. He's just holding his face. Rudiger was involved in there. There was an arm. Well, there wasn't a great deal on that, Peter.
We have been treated to a fantastic contest there. A lot of technical skills at the highest level, and also this excitement, seeing new players.
As Germany come forward, they're thinking about perhaps getting a second goal now. The ball through the middle. That was for Hoffman. and for Musiala to chase, but Spain just about dealt with that. Germans are going to make another change as well. Nico Schlotterbeck, who was left out today after the opening match. Schlotterbeck, the central defender. Spain playing it forward. They've been unsettled by that, conceding a goal for the first time at this World Cup. 83rd minute, so as the Spanish lead lasted for just over 20 minutes. So Schlotterbeck will come on to replace Raum. So 3 central defenders now. It would look like Raum coming off from left back and Schlotterbeck coming on to play perhaps as the left-sided central defender. We'll see. So on he comes, and Raum has left the field on the far side. So Spain 1, Germany 1. Just over 3 minutes to play. 5 Live Sports Tonight will be on air for another hour or so to round up the day's action in the World Cup. 5 Live Breakfast will be back on air 6 a.m. in the morning with Rick Edwards here in Qatar. And I hear that Chris Sutton will be taking on the Bauble Challenge in the morning. I noticed that they didn't ask you to do that when you were on 5 Live Breakfast, Peter.
How many did you get?
I haven't done it yet. Yes, I managed to avoid it. But I was listening. I was actually standing.
Should never say that on air.
I was standing by to come on after you, and I was thinking he's going to do it here, but you never did. So still there's time yet. It's a long tournament.
Well, I've heard a lot of excuses. I've got my own. I thought the questions were being asked too slow.
Right, okay. Spain 1, Germany 1. You're not the first person to say that, incidentally. Throw-in for Spain. And forward it goes towards the halfway line and deflected out of play.
Germany has stayed forward at the back, so not a tactical change. Basically, not just energy, I think.
Yeah.
I thought Raum has played very well. He's been up and down, so maybe there was nothing left in the tank for him.
Yeah, they have stuck to the back four, haven't they? Schlotterbeck playing as the left back. Well, Spain play to the halfway line, bounces into the centre circle, comes back to Rudiger, and Rudiger taps it forward. Less than 2 minutes to play now. And Germany, you can tell here from the body language, the way that they've scored that goal, the way that it's lifted them, they are thinking they might be able to snatch this.
It was a very well-crafted goal, and it all came from Leroy Sané. His movement, got the ball on the right-hand side, and on his left foot, went in field, and then that square pass in to Musiala, who left it for Fulkrug, who came around him, and the finish was just fantastic. Smashed it up in the top corner, the far corner. No chance for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's got a touch of the bygone days about him, Fulkrug. He's missing a tooth, so they call him in Germany Luca, which is the German for gap. And now the ball's played through for Morata inside the penalty area on the right, but good tackle from Schlotterbeck, who slid in there, having just come onto the field, and that was danger, because Morata was getting ready to shoot. He had to time that right.
Morata was 1-on-1 with Manuel Neuer, only 6-7 yards from goal, but what a tackle, and he got it in perfect right. Anything wrong there, and Spain would have got a penalty for sure.
Super tackle with his left foot, curling it around Morata. And they're just showing us the replay there, and he sort of punched the air in celebration that he'd made the tackle. Well done, Lucas. Corner taken short by Spain, Williams, and then in comes the challenge on him from Kimmich, but Spain still in possession. It comes infield, little ball flick towards the edge of the box, and Olmo's onto that into the area, but Kimmich did well actually as well. Good defending Germany, and it's cleared away towards the halfway line. Spain will start again. We're in the 90th minute now. Actually, the fourth official will be coming forward with the board. Here we go, and it's 6 minutes. I can see they've already put it up. 6 minutes to play. 6 minutes to decide if there is going to be a winner in this match between the two former World Cup winners. Spain passing it forward out towards the right-hand side, and then little ball to Koke. Koke goes back behind him to Rodri, across to Aymeric Laporte, and Rodri has a little look forward, thinks about the long pass, but then goes square. And they're just going to take the sting out of this a little bit, I think, Spain here, because Germany, with the goal, gathered some momentum in the match, and Spain are looking just to calm things down again, because a draw, of course, is absolutely absolutely fine for them. They know that if they win against Japan in the final matches in the group, and they're both played at the same time, of course, on Thursday, they will go through as group winners. Spain with Dani Olmo now on the left-hand side. Olmo goes back into his own half to Laporte, and then back it goes again into the heart of defence.
What happens if Japan beats Spain and Germany still wins against Costa Rica? Then it's Japan-Spain, isn't it?
As the ball comes to the edge of the penalty area, it's cleared away by Germany on the edge of the box. Yeah, if Germany win, they'd have 4 points. Yeah, and Spain would have 4 points. Japan
would have 4 points.
Have 6. So that would be
down to goal scored.
Goal scored, and that well, it'd be goal difference, wouldn't it? In Germany, you've got the Spain have got the massively greater goal difference. So Germany, Spain are in a very strong position regardless. Here's Dani Olmo cutting in from the left-hand side. In comes the challenge, but the ball is cleared away up towards Musiala. But it is a free kick that is given Germany's way. Free kick near the edge of their box.
I think Niklas Zula today has played exceptionally well. I thought he looked very, very heavy in the first game against Japan. But today he's really defended well. Every decision he's made has been the correct one.
Nico Schlotterbeck with a good crossfield pass to Musiala. Leroy Sané is going to take this on, but Spain have got plenty of bodies back behind the ball now. Centrally, Goretzka shuffles it to the left-hand side to Schlotterbeck. Now back to Rudiger. Square from him to Zula. We've had almost 3 minutes of added time. 6 have been indicated. The ball's headed back. Oh, that's a cheap one. That's a cheap corner. Headed behind by Carvajal.
Oh, it's a silly thing to do. This is when it's in your DNA always to keep the ball. The ball is crossed from maybe 30 yards out and at a very direct angle. And if he leaves it, it might go out for a throw-in, and he tries to head it back to Simon. And what he's done instead is headed it out. And Germany now have a corner kick. And you think about the players Germany have, Füllkrug, Süle, Rüdiger in there. This is a great chance for Germany.
Yeah, and the big substitutes as well, with Klostermann and Schlotterbeck having come onto the field. And I mean, Carvajal could have done almost anything with that, but headed it behind. So it is a corner for Germany. From the left, and the referee, you can hear the whistle, that when he's just coming across, referee Makeli, to have a word. There's something he's seen in the 6-yard box. So, right, hang on to your hats. Germany with a corner. Füllkrug makes a run to the near post. Here's the delivery to the back post. Rudiger was after it, but defender jumped in front of him, and Rudiger didn't get there. And in actual fact, it was beyond everyone, bounced through and out for a throw-in over here on the right-hand side. And the Spanish player has gone down.
It's Busquets.
Back on his feet now, though.
Usual
to Germany. Throw-in for Germany on the edge of the 6-yard box. Klostermann is going to take this. Just takes a couple of steps back. He's got 3 short options, and he uses the Musiala option. Williams is back in there, and Williams wins it from Musiala, clears it. Rudiger just hoists it straight up in the air almost. 2 Germans go for it. I think there was a clash of heads in there, so the referee should stop play. He hasn't. Musiala plays it to the left-hand side. Spain are going to break away. Williams is now carrying it downfield, and in comes the challenge, and that's a good one as well.
Goretzka, that's a save there.
Schlotterbeck has passed it forward, and now this could open up for Germany. Simon comes out, the ball's pulled back, Füllkrug's in the middle, but it might actually have been carried behind by Leroy Sané, was it? Or did he pull it back in time?
It's a corner.
It's a corner.
I mean, it's made such a difference that Leroy Sané's come on the pitch. If he hasn't been fit, he certainly looks fit now. He may just have made the wrong decision there to go with his left foot, go left. He should have made it cut in or finish the ball, but he's managed to get Germany another corner, and it's another opportunity for Germany to get all the points here.
I must say, that looked like that ball was over the line before Sané pulled it back, but it It has been ruled not to have been, so it is a German corner into the 6-yard box. What a good catch by goalkeeper Simon. What a good catch, and that is it. That's the last action. I make that 15 seconds early, but the final whistle has gone. It has finished Spain 1, Germany 1, so Spain's destiny with this is very much in their own hands. Germany are still in it, but they're bottom of the group going into the final round of matches. So Spain 4 points, Japan and Costa Rica 3, Germany 1. So they've got their first point, and the two coaches there, Luis Enrique and Hansi Flick, just embraced down on the side of the pitch. What do you think, Peter Schmeichel?
I think we were treated to a great game of football. The players, they played, they gave everything. A lot of fantastic play, especially by Spain. But Germany also had some really good moves. We've seen some young players in action today. The one that really caught my eye was Musiala. How well did he play? What a great player he promises to be. I also have to say the Dutch referee today, he helped the game by the line that he was laying for this. He let it go, and it just became a much better game of football because of that. His decisions were spot on, but I have to say I am well impressed by Germany, how they reacted to what happened a couple of days ago. And of course we saw Spain under pressure. They are good enough to deal with that.
So if Spain win and Germany win on the final night of matches, they're both through. Spain will win the group, Germany will finish second, but I guess Japan and Costa Rica might have something to say about that. But we'll see on the final night of Group E, which will be on Thursday. But that's it tonight. A draw. Spain 1, Germany 1.